am one of the millions of people that have tuned in the last day or so to watch Monique's interview on the Club Shay Shay show with Shannon Sharp. On that interview, I learned a few things about Monique, and I gained a lot of respect for her that I had already had, but it was just more built on respect for her. One of the things that I found out about Monique is that she, like me, was molested by someone very close to her. She was molested by her brother, and I was molested by my own biological father. And she spoke on some certain things on the interview that resonated and were very true to who I am and how I carry myself as a human being. And one of the things that I got from this interview was the importance of people sharing their stories and being honest with the communities around them, and especially the Black community. I feel one of the ways that they keep us under is by training us, and we have been trained, we have been trained by our mothers and their grandmothers to say that when things happen in our society, we keep it on the hush hush, we bury it, we sweep it under the carpet, and time heals all wounds. Time does not heal anything. Time can heal certain things. Time can cover up. I don't think time heals anything. I think time covers up. Time does not heal anything. What heals things is doing the work and being active in the resolutions that you want in your life and within the relationships you want with yourself and your family. One of the things she spoke on again is how she chooses to distance herself from people that traumatize her and hurt her. It doesn't matter if it is family or not. And that's one of the things that I've held true to myself over the years. Somebody that watched the show, that knows me, that has known me for the last 4 years and has kind of not given me enough grace in how I carry myself and my dealings with people. And the way that I choose to deal with people is that I like to be upfront and honest in whatever transactions I'm dealing with whoever I'm dealing with it. Because that just helps me. I like transparency. As somebody that was violated by somebody that is inside their home, that's supposed to love and protect them and be the first example of who I'm supposed to see in the future. When somebody like that violates you, it's hard to see the world as rosy. And I do my best. I'm a very happy person, and I'm only this happy because I have actively done the work. I have actively come out. I have actively chosen to be courageous, even when my legs were shaking, to say, this is what happened to me. And I say this is what happened to me because I don't want it to happen to the younger ones that are coming after me. And, things really do come in full circle. And this person messaged me today and was like, oh, I watched the show and, you remind me a lot of Monique, and, just saying how they thought that I was cool and how I carry myself. And it's like, oh, the only reason you think that I'm cool and how I carry myself now is because you see this woman that's a millionaire, that's an accomplished woman, telling you the same thing and carrying herself the same way that I have carried myself in the past, and you say, oh, you're too tough, you're too strong, you're too strict with people. No, I'm not too anything. I have standards with people because I'm known from a very young age that you have to set standards from people, and more importantly than setting the standards from people, you have to uphold those standards. And it takes strength. It takes being labeled as difficult. It takes being labeled as the B word. It takes being labeled as, oh, you're too masculine. It takes, well, if nobody else is holding me up, I've got to do the job now. So I thought it was a full circle moment for that person to give me a call today and say those things. And the only reason that they said those things is because they saw Monique say her truth on the platform, a woman that's accomplished without shame, because there's nothing to be ashamed of in a situation like that. She did nothing wrong as I did nothing wrong. And me now learning to carry myself in the future and having to have my guard up, there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody is supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. But to people like us, to people like Monique, everybody is guilty until proven innocent. And that's okay. That's okay. If you're not here to harm me, you should be understanding of that. Why are you so upset that I have boundaries and I lock my door 5 times and I make sure that I go back and I'm, why does that offend you that I have, I don't trust that. Okay, I lock the door. I have to make sure that I lock it. Oh, wait, I got to go. I got to run back to you're angry. Because now I think back after having this, it wasn't a conversation. It was a text message the other person sent me today. And it was like, I'm sitting looking at the text message and all day, just looking back and how you made me feel like you didn't add to me. You took away from me. me that's trying to hold myself with the little that I have and trying to be happy and haven't done the work that I do each day, because this thing is a everyday work. A normal person thinks about one thing, thinks about a million things in their head every day. But people like Monique and myself, we think about, if an average person thinks about a million things each day, people like us think about 10 million things each day, because we're overanalyzing each situation because we don't know who's trying to hurt us. I'm very grateful that somebody like Monique will come up and share on her platform, with her platform, and platforms that allow her to come and share her story in the strength that she has, with the strength that she has. And this is why we need to share stories. This is why we need to share our truths with one another, because it helps. It helps, if not to save the next person from what you went through in the hands of that person, you're speaking their name and saying, this is what you did. Because that's what you're doing. You're helping preventing that person from committing that act to somebody else. But if not just for that, you're helping to help other people that cannot possibly fathom that, wow, a brother would do that to a sister. No way a father would do that to his daughter. I can't, you are over exaggerating. You are doing this, you're doing that. She just, thank you, Monique. Thank you, Monique. We need representations of what things like this look like, because some people cannot fathom. They cannot fathom. And they don't know how to extend grace to you when they've not dealt with what you're dealing with, but they want to tell you how to deal with it. So I encourage people to share their stories, because it helps in different ways. It helps to have people identify and say, oh, this is what this looks like. Oh, this is not abnormal. Like with my thyroid situation where my eye popped out, I went on Google and I Googled it and I saw the basketball player live in action playing basketball and his eye popped out. And I was like, oh, I'm not dying, because I could see what it looks like. And we need representations of what things looks like. That's a way to move our community forward. Africa at large, Black America, Black community. We need to stop hiding the things that people do to us and secrets that they want to break us. Because when you don't say things that hurt you, it takes over your life. When you speak something, that's how when you address something, that's the first step to overcoming it. You can never overcome what you don't speak out. That's another angle to why you should share your stories. And don't let people that have never been through things like that tell you what it should look like. It makes no sense. Keep thriving, everyone, and keep living each day. You're doing a great job. You're doing fine.